What if the greatest obstacle in your life is not your lack of money, your lack of connections, or your circumstances? What if the biggest thing standing in your way is the way you see yourself? Think about it. How many opportunities have you ignored because you doubted yourself? How many dreams have you delayed because you were waiting for permission? How many times have you allowed the opinions of others to become more powerful than your own belief? Today, that changes, because the moment you learn to value yourself, everything changes. The moment you master yourself, your future changes. The moment you stop looking for approval and start building your character, your life begins to move in a completely different direction. The truth is simple. No power in the world can stop a person who has learned to control their mind, direct their energy, and stay committed to their purpose. The world may challenge you, people may doubt you, obstacles may appear, but nothing can permanently defeat a person who has mastered themselves. Today we're talking about becoming that person. The way you see yourself influences nearly every decision you make long before success appears on the outside. It begins with what you believe about yourself on the inside. Many people spend years trying to improve their circumstances while ignoring the foundation that supports every achievement. Self-worth. If you do not value yourself, you will constantly accept less than what you are capable of becoming. You will hesitate when opportunities appear. You will doubt your abilities when challenges arise. You will seek approval from people who cannot determine your future. But the moment you begin to recognize your value, everything starts to change. Think about it. Why do some people walk confidently into opportunities while others hold themselves back? Why do some people continue moving forward after failure while others quit at the first obstacle? The difference is often found in how they see themselves. People who value themselves understand that mistakes do not define them, failures do not destroy them, criticism does not control them. They know that their worth is not determined by temporary setbacks. Their value comes from who they are and who they are becoming. Many individuals are waiting for someone else to tell them they are good enough. They are waiting for recognition, validation, and permission to pursue their dreams. But confidence built on external approval is fragile. The moment the applause stops, the confidence disappears. Real confidence is built differently. It grows when you learn to respect yourself. It grows when you keep promises to yourself. It grows when you continue moving forward even when nobody is watching. True self-worth comes from within, not from the opinions of others. When you value yourself, your standards rise. You become more careful about how you spend your time. You become more intentional about the people you allow into your life. You become more disciplined with your habits. You stop settling for excuses because you know you are capable of more. You stop accepting mediocrity because you understand your potential. You begin making decisions based on your future rather than your fears. The world often treats you according to the standards you set for yourself. If you constantly doubt yourself, people will sense that uncertainty. If you continually lower your standards, opportunities may pass you by. But when you respect yourself, others notice. When you carry yourself with confidence and purpose, doors begin to open. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because your mindset becomes stronger. There will always be challenges. There will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be moments when progress feels slow. But never allow those moments to convince you that you are less valuable than you truly are. Your current circumstances are not your identity. Your struggles are not your destiny. Your setbacks are not your final chapter. Every day, remind yourself that you have value. Invest in your growth. Protect your mindset. Develop your skills. Honor your commitments. Speak to yourself with respect. Believe that you are capable of learning, improving, and achieving more. The moment you truly value yourself, you stop living beneath your potential and start building the life you were meant to create. That is where transformation begins. That is where greatness starts. And that is where your future changes forever. One of the greatest battles you will ever fight is not against circumstances, competition, or obstacles. It is the battle within yourself. Every day your thoughts are shaping your actions. Your actions are shaping your habits, and your habits are shaping your future. This is why self-mastery is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop. The ability to control your thoughts and emotions can take you further than talent alone ever will. Most people spend their lives trying to change things around them while neglecting the one thing they truly have control over themselves. They want different results, but they refuse to change their thinking. They want a better future, but they allow negative emotions to dictate their decisions. They want success, but they surrender to distractions, excuses, and impulsive reactions. The truth is simple. If you cannot control yourself, you will struggle to control the direction of your life. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you consistently plant and nurture will grow. If you constantly feed your mind with doubt, fear, negativity, and excuses, those things will eventually dominate your thinking. But if you fill your mind with purpose, discipline, learning, and positive expectations, you begin creating a mindset that supports growth and achievement. Every thought matters because thoughts eventually become actions. Emotional control is equally important. Emotions are powerful, but they were never meant to be your leader. They are indicators, not directors. There will be days when you feel motivated and energized. There will also be days when you feel discouraged, frustrated, or tired. If your actions depend entirely on your feelings, your progress will always be inconsistent. Successful people understand that discipline must be stronger than temporary emotions. Think about how many opportunities are lost because people react emotionally instead of responding wisely. A moment of anger can damage relationships. A moment of fear can prevent action. A moment of doubt can stop someone from pursuing a dream. This is why self-mastery requires awareness. You must learn to pause before reacting. You must learn to question negative thoughts instead of automatically believing them. You must learn to stay focused on your goals even when emotions try to pull you in different directions. Mastering yourself does not mean becoming emotionless. It means becoming intentional. It means learning how to stay calm under pressure. It means choosing your response instead of allowing circumstances to choose it for you. It means maintaining your focus when distractions appear. It means continuing to move forward when quitting would feel easier. The strongest people are not always the loudest or the most talented. Often they are the individuals who have learned to control their inner world. They have learned to remain disciplined when motivation fades. They have learned to remain hopeful during difficult seasons. They have learned to stay committed even when progress seems slow. Every day gives you a new opportunity to practice self-mastery. Watch your thoughts, guard your mindset, control your reactions, focus on solutions rather than problems, replace excuses with action, replace fear with courage, replace doubt with growth. The person who masters their thoughts gains clarity. The person who masters their emotions gains stability. The person who masters themselves gains power. And once you develop that kind of power, challenges become easier to overcome, opportunities become easier to recognize, and success becomes much harder to stop. Your greatest victory will never be over another person. Your greatest victory will always be over the limitations you once placed on yourself. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many people hear the word and immediately think about restriction, sacrifice, or giving up things they enjoy. But true discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom in disguise. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the decision to stay committed to your goals when excitement fades and challenges appear. More than anything else, discipline is the bridge that carries you from where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow. Every person has dreams. Every person has goals. Every person has a vision of a better future. But dreams alone do not create results. Goals alone do not create success. A vision alone does not transform a life. The missing ingredient is consistent action, and consistent action is powered by discipline. Many people wait for motivation before they take action. They say they will start when they feel ready. They will work when they feel inspired. They will change when the conditions are perfect. But motivation is unreliable. Some days it shows up and some days it disappears. If your future depends on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline, however, remains steady. Discipline continues when feelings change. Discipline keeps moving when motivation is nowhere to be found. Look at any successful person and you will discover a common pattern. They did not achieve results because they felt motivated every day. They achieved results because they developed habits that supported their goals. They learned to take action regardless of their mood. They understood that success is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built through small repeated actions performed consistently over time. Think about a builder constructing a house. The house is not completed in a single day. One brick is laid at a time. One wall is built at a time. One section is completed at a time. Eventually, those small actions create something remarkable. Your life works the same way. Every disciplined choice becomes another brick in the foundation of your future. Every time you wake up and choose productivity over procrastination, you are building something. Every time you choose learning over wasting time, you are building something. Every time you stay committed to your goals instead of making excuses, you are building something. The results may not appear immediately, but they are accumulating beneath the surface. The challenge is that discipline rarely produces instant rewards. In the beginning, the effort often feels greater than the visible results. You work hard and see little progress. You stay consistent and wonder if it matters. You continue showing up and question whether the process is worth it. This is where most people quit. They abandon the journey because they cannot yet see the outcome. But discipline teaches patience. It teaches trust in the process. It reminds you that progress is happening, even when it is not immediately visible. Just because you cannot see growth today does not mean growth is not occurring. Every disciplined action is preparing you for opportunities that have not yet arrived. The person who develops discipline gains an incredible advantage in life. While others are controlled by distractions, they stay focused. While others are controlled by excuses, they stay committed. While others quit when things become difficult, they keep moving forward. Your future is not determined by what you do occasionally. It is determined by what you do consistently. The habits you practice today are creating the life you will experience tomorrow. That is why discipline matters so much. It turns intentions into actions. It turns actions into habits. It turns habits into results. Do not wait until you feel ready. Do not wait until conditions are perfect. Do not wait until fear disappears. Start now. Take the next step. Stay consistent. Keep your promises to yourself. Let discipline guide your actions when emotions try to distract you, because in the end, discipline is not something that limits your life. Discipline is what unlocks your potential. It is the bridge between the person you are today and the person you have the ability to become. Cross that bridge every day, and eventually you will arrive at a future that once seemed impossible. One of the most empowering decisions a person can make is to take full responsibility for their life. Not partial responsibility, not responsibility only when things go well, full responsibility. This principle may sound simple, but it separates those who grow from those who remain stuck. The moment you stop blaming circumstances, other people, bad luck, or the past for where you are, you begin reclaiming the power to change where you are going. Many people spend years searching for someone else to fix their problems. They wait for opportunities to arrive without preparation. They wait for encouragement before taking action. They wait for ideal conditions before pursuing their goals. But growth rarely comes from waiting. Growth comes from ownership. It comes from recognizing that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond to it. Life is not always fair. Challenges appear unexpectedly. Disappointments happen. Mistakes are made. There will be situations that are not your fault. But even when something is not your fault, it is still your responsibility to decide what happens next. That is where personal power begins. The moment you accept responsibility for your response, you stop becoming a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your future. Think about two people facing the same obstacle. One person spends all their time complaining. They blame others. They focus on everything that is wrong. They search for excuses to justify their lack of progress. The other person faces the same obstacle but asks a different question. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What can I learn from this? What can I do next?" One mindset creates stagnation, the other creates growth. Personal responsibility does not mean being hard on yourself. It does not mean carrying guilt for every mistake. It means being honest with yourself. It means looking at your habits, choices, attitudes, and actions without making excuses. It means recognizing that your daily decisions are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. Every day you are making choices. You choose whether to learn or remain the same. You choose whether to act or procrastinate. You choose whether to focus on solutions or dwell on problems. You choose whether to move toward your goals or away from them. These choices may seem small, but over time, they become the foundation of your life. One of the greatest dangers is believing that someone else is coming to save you. No one can build your discipline for you. No one can create your confidence for you. No one can pursue your goals for you. Others can support you, encourage you, and guide you. But the responsibility for your growth belongs to you. The responsibility for your mindset belongs to you. The responsibility for your future belongs to you. When you embrace this truth, something remarkable happens. You stop wasting energy on blame. You stop focusing on what you cannot control. You stop waiting for permission. Instead, you begin taking action. You begin improving your habits. You begin developing your skills. You begin making decisions that align with the future you want to create. Personal responsibility is not a burden. It is a gift. It gives you the ability to influence your direction regardless of your starting point. It reminds you that your current situation does not have to determine your destination. It teaches you that progress begins the moment you take ownership of your choices. So stop waiting for a perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone else to change your life. Stand up. Take responsibility for your growth. Take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for your future. Because the moment you accept ownership of your life is the moment you unlock the power to transform it. And that power has the potential to take you further than you ever imagined possible. Confidence is one of the most misunderstood qualities in the world. Many people think confidence comes from success, talent, appearance, money, or the approval of others. They believe confident people were simply born different. But true confidence is not something you are given. It is something you build. It is not created by what happens around you. It is created by what happens within you. And one of the fastest ways to build genuine confidence is by keeping the promises you make to yourself. Think about how trust works in any relationship. Trust is not built through words alone. It is built through consistent actions. When someone repeatedly does what they say they will do, trust grows. When someone constantly breaks their word, trust disappears. The same principle applies to the relationship you have with yourself. Every time you tell yourself you are going to do something and then fail to follow through, you weaken your self-trust. You tell yourself you will wake up early, but you hit the snooze button. You tell yourself you will start exercising, but you keep postponing it. You tell yourself you will work on your goals, but distractions take over. Over time, a dangerous pattern develops. You begin doubting your own commitments. You stop believing your own promises. You lose confidence not because you lack ability, but because you have trained yourself not to trust yourself. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine setting a small goal and completing it. Imagine promising yourself that you will read 10 pages every day and actually doing it. Imagine committing to 30 minutes of focused work and following through. Imagine consistently keeping your word even when nobody's watching. What happens? Something powerful begins to grow inside you. You start developing self-respect. You start believing in your ability to follow through. You start seeing evidence evidence that you can rely on yourself, and confidence begins to merge naturally. Real confidence is not loud. It does not need constant validation. It is built quietly through daily victories. It grows every time you choose discipline over excuses. It grows every time you finish what you started. It grows every time you honor your commitments, regardless of how small they may seem. Many people are waiting to feel confident before they take action. But confidence rarely comes before action. More often, confidence is the result of action. You gain confidence by doing difficult things. You gain confidence by facing challenges. You gain confidence by proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort, uncertainty, and growth. The problem is that many people set unrealistic expectations. They make huge promises during moments of excitement and then become discouraged when they cannot maintain them. They try to change everything overnight. When they fail, they conclude that they lack discipline or ability. But lasting confidence is not built through giant leaps. It is built through small victories repeated consistently. Start with manageable commitments. Keep them, then build from there. Promise yourself something simple and follow through, then do it again and again. Every kept promise becomes another piece of evidence that you are becoming dependable. Every completed commitment strengthens your belief in yourself.
Every act of consistency reinforces your identity as someone who follows through. Soon, confidence stops being something you hope to have. It becomes something you carry. There will be days when you feel tired, days when motivation disappears, days when progress seems slow. Those are the moments that matter most, because confidence is not built when things are easy. Confidence is built when you honor your commitments despite difficulty. So make a decision today. Stop making promises you never intend to keep. Start making commitments that align with your goals. Honor your word. Respect your own standards. Follow through on what you say you will do, because every promise you keep to yourself strengthens the foundation of your confidence. And when you trust yourself completely, you become far more powerful than any obstacle standing in your way. Confidence is not something you find. Confidence is something you earn through consistent action, personal integrity, and the daily decision to keep your word to yourself. Every person dreams of growth, success, and a better future. Almost everyone wants to improve their life, reach higher levels, and accomplish meaningful goals. Yet, many people remain exactly where they are year after year, not because they lack talent, not because they lack potential, not because opportunity never appears. They remain stuck because they refuse to leave the place that feels comfortable. Comfort is attractive because it feels safe. It asks very little from you. It allows you to repeat the same routines, think the same thoughts, and avoid the risks that come with change. Inside the comfort zone, there is little pressure, little uncertainty, and little fear. But there is also very little growth. The truth is that growth and comfort rarely live in the same place. Every significant improvement in your life requires you to step beyond what feels familiar. Learning a new skill feels uncomfortable. Starting a business feels uncomfortable. Speaking in front of people feels uncomfortable. Pursuing a big goal feels uncomfortable. Changing your habits feels uncomfortable. The discomfort is not a sign that you are moving in the wrong direction. Often it is evidence that you are growing. Think about how muscles develop. Growth does not happen when the muscle remains completely relaxed. Growth happens when resistance is applied. The challenge creates adaptation. The same principle applies to your character, mindset, and abilities. Without challenges, there is no development. Without resistance, there is no strength. Without discomfort, there is no transformation. Many people spend years waiting until they feel ready before taking action. They tell themselves they will start when fear disappears. They will pursue the opportunity when they become more confident. They will take the next step when uncertainty is gone. But confidence is not something that magically appears before action. Confidence grows because of action. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. The greatest opportunities in life are often hidden behind discomfort. That difficult conversation you keep avoiding may improve an important relationship. That skill you have been hesitant to learn may open new doors. That goal you have been postponing may completely change your future. That challenge you fear today may become the very thing that strengthens you tomorrow.
The danger of staying comfortable is not simply that you avoid challenges. The danger is that you slowly begin accepting less than what you are capable of becoming. You settle into routines that no longer serve you. You stop challenging yourself. You stop learning. You stop stretching your potential. Eventually you begin mistaking familiarity for fulfillment. But deep down you know there is more within you. You know there are abilities you have not developed. You know there are goals you have not pursued. You know there are possibilities you have not explored.
Growth begins the moment you decide that temporary discomfort is worth long-term transformation. This does not mean making reckless decisions. It means intentionally choosing progress over convenience. It means taking calculated steps toward becoming better. It means being willing to feel awkward while learning, uncertain while growing, and challenged while improving. Every successful person has experienced discomfort. Every accomplished individual has faced moments of doubt. Every person who achieved something meaningful had to leave behind what was familiar and step into what was unknown. The difference is that they did not allow discomfort to stop them. Instead, they embraced it. They understood that discomfort is often a teacher. It teaches resilience. It teaches patience. It teaches adaptability. It teaches strength. Most importantly, it reveals what you are truly capable of becoming. So stop viewing discomfort as an enemy. Start seeing it as evidence that you are stretching beyond your current limits. Lean into the challenge. Accept the process. Keep moving forward even when it feels difficult, because every time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand your potential. Every time you choose growth over convenience, you become stronger. And every time you refuse to let fear control your decisions, you move closer to the person you were meant to become. The life you desire is rarely found inside the boundaries of comfort. It is found beyond them. Step forward. Take the risk. Embrace the challenge. Growth is waiting on the other side. Many people spend their lives trying to win battles against other people. They want to prove someone wrong. They want to gain recognition. They want to be admired, respected, and celebrated. They focus so much on external victories that they overlook the most important victory of all, the victory over themselves. The greatest challenge you will ever face is not another person. It is the version of yourself that wants to quit when things become difficult. It is the part of you that chooses comfort over growth. It is the voice that whispers excuses when action is required. It is the fear that tells you to stay small when you are capable of much more. The strongest victory is not standing above others. The strongest victory is standing above your former limitations. Think about it. What has held you back the most throughout your life? Was it always other people? Or was it sometimes your own doubts, your own fears, your own procrastination, your own unwillingness to take action? Most people are not defeated by a lack of opportunity. They are defeated by internal battles they never learn to overcome. They allow fear to make decisions for them. They allow negative thinking to control their direction. They allow temporary emotions to determine permanent outcomes. That is why self-conquest is so powerful. When you conquer yourself, everything begins to change. When you conquer your excuses, productivity increases. When you conquer your fears, opportunities multiply. When you conquer your negative habits, progress accelerates. When you conquer your self-doubt, confidence begins to grow. Every great achievement begins with an internal victory before it becomes an external one. Before a person builds a successful career, they must first overcome laziness, inconsistency, and distraction. Before a person develops strong relationships, they must first learn patience, understanding, and emotional control. Before a person reaches their goals, they must first become the kind of person capable of achieving those goals. Success is not merely about reaching a destination. Success is about becoming someone new along the journey. Many people want different results without becoming a different person. They want growth without change. They want rewards without discipline. They want achievement without effort. But transformation works differently.
The person you are today has created your current results. The person you become tomorrow will create your future results. That is why your focus should not be on competing with others. Your focus should be on improving yourself. Become wiser than you were yesterday. Become stronger than you were yesterday. Become more disciplined than you were yesterday. Become more focused than you were yesterday. That is a competition you can win every single day. One of the greatest signs of maturity is realizing that your biggest opponent is not outside of you. It is inside of you. The battle is against procrastination. The battle is against inconsistency. The battle is against fear. The battle is against self-limiting beliefs. The battle is against the habits that keep you from becoming your best. And the beautiful thing is this: every day gives you another opportunity to win. Every time you choose action instead of excuses, you win. Every time you choose discipline instead of distraction, you win. Every time you choose growth instead of comfort, you win. Every time you choose responsibility instead of blame, you win. These victories may seem small in the moment, but they are building something extraordinary. They are building character. They are building confidence. They are building resilience. They are building the future version of you. There will be days when the battle feels difficult, days when old habits try to return, days when doubt tries to convince you to stop, days when progress seems slower than you hoped. Do not quit. Remember that every champion faces resistance. Every successful person faces setbacks. Every strong individual experiences moments of weakness. The difference is that they keep fighting the right battle. They keep working on themselves. They keep growing. They keep improving. And eventually those daily victories create a completely different life. Never underestimate the power of mastering yourself.
Because when you conquer your fears, your excuses, your distractions, and your limitations, you gain something greater than success. You gain freedom. Freedom from doubt. Freedom from fear. Freedom from the habits that once controlled you. Freedom to become the person you were created to be. And once you achieve that kind of victory, no external obstacle can permanently stop you. The strongest victory will never be over another person. The strongest victory will always be the one you achieve within yourself. That is the victory that changes everything. That is the victory that lasts forever. One of the most liberating moments in life is when you finally understand your value, not the value that comes from your job title, your income, your appearance, your social status, or the opinions of other people. Real value comes from recognizing who you are, what you are capable of becoming, and the unique gifts, strengths, and potential that exist within you. The moment you truly understand this, something remarkable happens. External opinions begin to lose their power over your life. Too many people spend years allowing other people's words to shape their identity. A criticism from one person can ruin their confidence. A rejection can make them question their worth. A negative comment can stay in their mind for years. They begin measuring themselves through the lens of public opinion instead of personal truth. As a result, they become trapped in a cycle of seeking approval, trying to please everyone, and constantly changing themselves to fit the expectations of others. But here is a truth you must remember. If you allow other people to define your value, you are giving them control over your future. Think about how exhausting it is to live for the approval of others. No matter what you do, someone will disagree, someone will criticize, someone will misunderstand your intentions, someone will doubt your abilities.
If your confidence depends on universal approval, you will spend your entire life chasing something that does not exist. The most successful, fulfilled, and impactful people understand this principle. They listen to feedback, but they do not surrender their identity to it. They learn from constructive criticism, but they refuse to let negativity determine their self-worth. They understand that opinions are temporary, but character is lasting. When you know your value, rejection no longer destroys you. It may disappoint you, but it does not define you. You understand that one closed door does not determine your destiny. One failure does not erase your potential. One mistake does not cancel your future. Instead of seeing setbacks as proof of inadequacy, you begin viewing them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow. Knowing your value also changes how you make decisions. You stop accepting treatment that undermines your self-respect. You stop settling for less than what aligns with your goals and principles.
You become more intentional with your time, your energy, and your relationships. You recognize that your life is too valuable to waste on things that constantly pull you away from growth. This does not mean becoming arrogant. True self-worth and arrogance are completely different. Arrogance believes it is better than everyone else. Self-worth simply understands that it does not need to prove itself to everyone else. Arrogance seeks attention. Self-worth seeks purpose. Arrogance depends on comparison. Self-worth depends on personal growth. The stronger your sense of self-worth becomes, the less vulnerable you are to the opinions of others. Praise will not inflate your ego, and criticism will not destroy your confidence. Why? Because your identity is no longer built on external reactions. It is built on internal conviction. Imagine how much progress you could make if you stopped worrying about what everyone thinks. Imagine how many opportunities you would pursue.
Imagine how many dreams you would chase. Imagine how much courage you would develop. The energy you once spent seeking approval could be redirected toward building your future. There will always be voices around you. Some will encourage you, some will doubt you, some will support you, some will criticize you. You cannot control what people say, but you can control what you believe. Choose to believe in your growth. Choose to believe in your potential. Choose to believe in your ability to learn, improve, and overcome challenges. Remember, the opinions of others are not the final authority over your life. Your future is not determined by someone's criticism, doubt, or misunderstanding. Your future is shaped by your choices, your actions, and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. So, know your value, protect your confidence, stay committed to your purpose, listen to wisdom, learn from feedback, but never allow outside voices to become louder than the truth you know about yourself. Because when you truly understand your worth, you stop living for approval and start living with purpose. And when that happens, external opinions lose their power, while your potential begins to rise to levels you never thought possible.